Hi there, welcome to day 9 of our acting vlog. I'm Tristan Balz, and I'm going to be doing this vlog fully in Australian accent because this is the only way that I can actually work on it. Now, uh, that was an interesting class, and it was really good because I made the conscious choice to, A, write my monologue myself, and I also wanted to really do it in an American accent because I remember Fern saying to us that we should stay away from accents for our monologues or our characters or scenes if they're gonna inhibit us. And I've been doing that since maybe the last 3 classes. Like the last one when we were still at Fern's house, and I feel that I have to work through this because um, yeah, like I can't. The only way to actually get over it is to rip the band-aid off and start doing it. And I think that's my challenge because until now I've always been just saying like, oh no, I'm gonna focus on the acting bit and like the character and the story, and stay away from accents. I can get by without accents, which is, it's true, but you kind of like, I mean, also if I want to play more on the professional field, I do have to be able to do that and tap into that. So I think it's a very important challenge for me to face and work with. So that definitely has been my challenge of the this day, day 9. So wrote the monologue, which really was a great process. I do really enjoy it. I don't really write myself. It's not like I have tons of script sitting at home, but when I have a task or a class and it's like, okay guys, you got to do a monologue next week, for some reason that's when it like comes to me, and I'm like, okay, cool, well that is an opportunity to actually do some work myself. And then these, I find, beautiful little things come out, and that I feel proud of, and I really want to dig into. And so this monologue came about. Bar Brother, I've named it, and it was good. So I feel why it didn't work out as well was, well, two for really two basic things. Was the accent. I was worrying or thinking about the accent, listening to myself, and then when I'd say a word and be like, oh shit, that wasn't the right accent, or that came out the wrong way, and obviously then that stalled me, and I was out of it, and I got thrown out of it. So how can you then be in the scene if you're like, oh, hold on, got to change my accent, but I'm the character. So I feel, and that the same doesn't apply that you can use when you're doing a scene, and you drop a line, or you mix up lines because see there, that's my word of the day, because you you can then use that for your character. I don't know, drop a line and it's like, of course this and this, and like, I mean that, like you would in a conversation. But in a conversation you would not be saying, oh excuse me, I dropped my accent, just let me rephrase that in my correct accent. So I think that's one where it's another level that you got to add. And the other one was, because I'd written it, I think I was also still thinking too much as a writer, and I was still like thinking of the flow of the words and uh, the peas and the popping pills in people's drinks. So that although it was great to write my own monologue, was then also part of the downfall that I couldn't then turn around and be like, okay, now writer Tristan, um, back in box, actor Tristan, now come out and let's play. So um, that definitely was part of it, and I think where last time where I'd gotten to a point where I was so comfortable with the lines and the characters and new stuff had come up with this spurting. What was it again? You know what I mean. You know that stuff that you're doing, and with my scene partner, it was great because I was at a point where I didn't have to think about it because it was there and I was in the scene. And this time, though, I wasn't thinking about the things, but I was not in the scene. So, like that is a big one. Like, all these points. Where have I been? What's the best that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? What are the stakes? And I think I kind of like I took a very final approach to the scene, like and also to the monologue. Like my sister was dead, which I guess is okay, but Shantha was saying as well, maybe you can look at the spectrum of like maybe she's like in intensive care and she's not actually dead yet. But even if I go with that, you know, um, I just knew everything, and I kind of like came in with like I'm gonna take care of you, so I just kind of like knew the outcome. So I think I have to really dig deeper of like what else can happen, and really again look at the words and the sentences and look what they mean to me. Like I thought that was really helpful, which was really surprising bit with Jess when you asked her and Shantha asked her, what does it mean for you to be 15? And obviously there was something there that really got her. And but obviously you have to still be safe, because that's the other part of it. But yeah, so for me as well, like I really have to go in and really understand what it means, what I've written, because I've written this, and it's a story, it's cohesive, it's exciting. There's this reveals in there and everything, but now it's like me to actually understand myself, what I've written. That is where I have to get to, and to actually do, I guess, the same thing, like read it, which I have been doing, but do it in different positions, like do the different breath, and I've written down gusking the shit out of that movement and breath. So I really have to try that as well, because I was just kind of like doing Guskin again for like the words and things like that, and maybe that's a bit different from monologues. Like I felt like I was really like working through it, because obviously it's a monologue, so there's a lot of words. So Guskin, oh, is that's it. But I mean, if that's what it is, then so be it. But maybe that does not apply to this kind of exercise. So yeah, I if you have any tips on good American accent training, I mean, I've had training, but maybe a good quick way to drop into it, and then just do it and not worry about it. Maybe it's also me recognizing what my normal speech pattern is, and then how does the American accent obviously work, and how do I then have to adapt my speech pattern to match that. So yeah, it's been really interesting. I feel that I know we're not done with the course, but this course has really given me different insights that I actually feel I haven't made before, even though maybe I've heard them in some form. And I think the vlogs have helped a lot. Just the reflection of it, and then doing the work, I guess. And I also wrote down, like, you said something about, not doing the work does not give you an excuse, I think, to fail. Or maybe I wrote that down, but it's true. I think we kind of like don't do it, and then we're like, oh, that didn't work out. Oh well, I wonder why. Oh well, I wasn't prepared or something. And it's like, well, if you don't prepare, and then you fail, where's the learning in that? Because yeah, it's, you have to have done the work, the base work that is required, and then you know that if it doesn't work out, like I did the monologue, and then I did the accent and it didn't work out, I know then, okay, cool, the monologue, there's something there, and it's a good monologue to do. Now, to make it like more full, I have to understand the full picture. At this point I've just got a dot on the canvas, which is a nice colored dot, but I have to start painting around it and filling out the white space, and then also the accent work. I think I just have to do it more. And I was doing it, but I feel when I then actually did the monologue, I didn't. You made a good point as well. I didn't leave room for my audience to breathe in, and I kind of like was just like going through the line and the next line, and just not pausing, and actually taking in my room that I was in, like, how are these characters listening to me? How am I affecting them with what I'm saying? And what is the next thing that I want to say to them? So yeah, I'm liking it, and I can't wait till next Thursday. Oh, and I was gonna say, but I'm also scared of doing next Thursday. And I wrote down, like, what am I afraid of? And it's always that, like, because I've worked on this, and I've created a story and a character, it means something to me, and it's that balance of, like, you will have nerves and you will be, it's good that it means something, but how to then still step that bit further and saying, okay, I'm nervous, but now I'm still gonna go into this scene because I want to share this with you. And I felt that way, but yet then when it came to that moment, I was like, oh shit, like, oh, okay, how's this gonna work? And which was good. Like, I figured out there and then, doing it that way. It was like, okay, the panning left and right, that kind of like took away, and yeah. So that's again it. Like, if I do that at home, but you have to kind of like do it in the environment to get a feel for it, and then be able to adapt. So yeah, don't think there's anything else to add. We'll see how we go on Thursday, and yeah. Oh, by the way, if you still have a spot free for your next acting class, maybe, I think it'd be great if I could join. Talk to you soon. Bye.